What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Motorfest once again. So in today's video, I do want to go over a pretty interesting idea. Now, I do want to admit, though, I was definitely not the first person to come up with this. Although I have been thinking about something similar to this, I'm definitely not the first person. Shout out to the comment that did mention something about this, though, but let's be honest, many of these ideas would most likely make this game even better. For this one, though, guys, imagine a part rolling system. Now, at first, you're probably going to be like, blocked. What are you talking about, dude? That would make no sense. Well, hear me out for a second here, guys. So imagine we could roll different gold parts. Maybe there could be something in like the shop or something like that to where, yeah, you can buy spare parts, like different currency, like the crew credits. What if there was another option to where you could roll random gold parts you wanted? I do know a lot of players, including myself, are missing, let's say, like a suspension or even something like an exhaust part. Like, let's go grind these events out to hope to get one eventually. But what if you can go in there and maybe spend, let's say, $15,000 and who knows, maybe 4,000 spare parts? Maybe the prices of doing that might be a bit higher because, yeah, they are going to be gold parts, so they're probably going to be a bit more rare. Even if, let's say, it was going to be like $25,000 and maybe like 5 to 6,000 spare parts to get one part, I would probably say that might end up being a bit too high, at least in the spare part department. I really feel like probably around 2 to 3,000 per part would be better. But imagine if there was going to be a way to do this. I feel like a lot of players would take advantage of it. I mean, to be honest, guys, I would even go in there and most likely go after different parts. You can also go after that and most likely get different builds for already sets you do have. For example, let's say you have like an entire set of Nitro Chemist, but who knows, maybe I want another part in suspension or like even like the exhaust. I would then go in there and most likely spend that and get another gold part I can mess around with. And maybe it's probably going to be like an RNG based thing. So if you go in there, yeah, you can obviously make a gold part. The only thing though is it is going to be randomized to like a chemist or like even something like a fame magnet. Or in Motorfest, it is going to be known as the XP magnet. For some odd reason, I keep mixing that up with the fame magnet from the Crew 2 before. I guess I am going to be blocked myself now with no insight. Unfortunate, I do know, but I really do think being able to get different gold parts and being able to buy them, or even like roll different parts and get the one you might want, would honestly be such a cool feature in this game. We do know a lot of players are probably going to have different chemist sets for each category. Even for me right now, I am grinding out different classes, like I am going after a third chemist set for the hypercars, and also thinking about going after a second chemist for the drift category as well. So I do know, grinding out these classes is a challenge. Now, one way they can also do this, though, is let's say you are trying to get a chemist set done. Yeah, man, I really need like a brake part, but I keep getting like a live reward sniffer, or even something like an XP magnet. What if you can then go into the shop and actually trade that part in for a chemist? Yeah, you might have to pay like, let's say, 15 or $20,000, maybe 2 or 3,000 spare parts, but then you actually get the chemist part you are looking for. And I would say in some ways, maybe that's probably the better way to do it. Yeah, you could probably... A quick example of this though, let's say you are looking for a Gearbox Nitro Chemist part, and all you currently have is going to be like an extra loot digger and maybe even like a live reward sniffer. On top of that, you also have like a Bucks part. You may end up using them, you may end up not using them, or you also might already have a set for that category already. What if you then go into the shop and you can trade that part in for a chemist? That way you can actually use that part and complete the set you are looking for, or even complete a second set you might have wanted before. I do feel like having something like this would honestly be insane, and I do feel like having like a part rolling system in Motorfest would be awesome. We obviously did not have something like this in the Crew 1 or the Crew 2, even though the Crew 1 only had platinum parts. In the Crew 2, we obviously had a bunch of different sets in there. But Motorfest is going to be built upon that game and having the exact same systems. So why not have something to where you could roll those gold parts for something you wanted? And I would say it probably wouldn't be too insanely complicated. Having that in like the shop thing and trading in money and spare parts for it would probably be such an insane thing to be able to have in Motorfest. And it would most likely make it so much easier to complete sets you are looking for. Not only can you get a chemist, but also the other sets like an XP magnet and a buck set. But overall though, guys, let me know what you think about this idea in the comments. I do feel like something like this would end up working but also be amazing. Not only would it help with grinding, but it would also make a lot more players happy because they can get the sets they want.